Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Oppenheimer. Okay, now, when I first saw the trailer to this movie months ago, the first trailer, to be honest with you, I didn't consider it what I feel is a theater movie, which most dramas I usually wait till they come out on streaming or something to watch. But when the second trailer came out for this movie, it really got me excited for it. You know, I mean, Oppenheimer, you know, who he is and what he did changed the world forever. And to see it on film and to kind of get the history of it really intrigued me. So I was really hoping this was going to be good, and at least enough to see in the theater. And was it? Yes! This movie was great, guys. Now, I definitely think you can wait to see it on streaming. But, you know, everybody's going to see this movie. I mean, if you want to be on the water cooler side of things, I would say definitely go and see it because everybody's talking about it, because it is a phenomenal film. That being said, you know, if you don't know what the movie is about, it's about Oppenheimer, who's the guy who basically created the atomic bomb that we ended up unleashing upon, you know, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And it was the world-changing event. I mean, we are changed forever because of that, you know, and the story was awesome. And the actors were awesome in this movie. And I didn't know it was going to delve so much into Oppenheimer. I mean, I knew it was about him, but I didn't realize everything this man had gone through to achieve what he achieved. And I was blown away, excuse the pun, but I was literally blown away by how this man's life was portrayed. And let me tell you this, I did not know going into this movie that Robert Downey Jr. was the main supporting cast. I had no clue he was even in this movie. Dane DeHaan is in this movie. There are so many actors. Go look up on the IMDb cast list to see who is in this film before you go see it, so you can actually pick them out. Because for me, it was a surprise. Like, it was 2 hours into the movie, and I looked over at my buddy and was like, that's Robert Downey Jr. And he's been in the movie since the very first 5 minutes. And I did not know it at all. Phenomenal acting, makeup work. I mean, they just did a wonderful job. And not just that part of the movie. They did a great job on this movie overall. It's not exciting and adventurous or anything like that, and explosions in your face. Even though it's about the guy who created the atomic bomb, you only see it once, you know? And I was expecting more of that. And I didn't get it, but I wasn't disappointed by that. I was very pleased by this movie, about how they portrayed this guy and his life. And like I said before, I did not know this man went through everything he does. And I'm not going to spoil anything. But the movie does kind of jump around. You know, it starts off with him, you know, after the bombing, and you know, they're thinking that he's a spy because, you know, the Russians and the Nazis were trying to build their own atomic bomb, and they got a lot of information that was going on in their little secret rooms, you know, when they were making and designing this thing. You know, the Russians and Nazis were getting that information, so they thought it was him that was, you know, trading secrets, or really essentially a spy. But I'm not going to spoil anything. I didn't realize that that's what this movie was about, because it did feel kind of heavy-handed. I will tell you that. Even though it's a great movie, I definitely suggest going out to the theaters and watching it. But just know that it does suffer the long-itis that every movie seems to have nowadays, of having to be 2:45, 3 hours long. And this movie definitely did not need to be that long. After they dropped the bombs and all that said and done, it went on for another 30, 40 minutes about what happened after that and the politics behind it. And, you know, who's going to win the arms race, and should we have done this, and stuff like that, which is a great question. I like that part of it. But getting into all the politics behind everything and who's the spy and all that stuff, I really could have done without, to be honest with you. And they could have just tightened that down to maybe 15 or 20 minutes. They didn't have to drag it out. And unfortunately, it's one of those movies where I felt the weight of it. You know, after 2 hours, I was kind of like, you know, ready for it to be done. You know, I felt like I got enough of Oppenheimer to know everything about him and what he achieved and what we did, and with his achievement, all that kind of good stuff that the trailer gave us. Like, this is what the movie's about. And I felt like I got that after 2 hours. And then it just felt like it just kept on going. Which I'm not saying that the stuff that was after that wasn't any good and the dialogue was fabulous. But I really didn't feel like I needed it. You know what I mean? I hope you understand what I mean. Maybe it's just me. I mean, because everybody is praising this movie. I'm praising this movie. I'm telling you to go out and see it. It's great. It's a great movie about a great achievement, and possibly our worst achievement. I mean, you know, when they were designing this thing, they didn't know if it was going to destroy the world, and they took a chance on that. Can you believe that? We actually could have been all destroyed by this thing. So it's definitely good to get the backstory on it. I feel more educated, and that's always good. I felt like I learned something. So I say for that reason alone, you should go out and see this movie. But hey guys, it's not all about what I think. What do you think? Have you seen Oppenheimer? Do you plan on watching it? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!